the first case, there was $11,000 arrearage instead of 13. The other case has just under $6,200. The other one has $3,300, and then another one that's just over $6,300. So with that amount, okay, you're probably either mid 20s to 30,000, depending upon whether you get the appropriate credit. Why is there such a substantial arrearage?
Because I'm basically a deadbeat person that's.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Toff, who are we dealing with?
It's Mr. Brian Taylor.
Taylor? Mr. Taylor, in this matter, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to appear at as a result of your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. Do you understand the charges?
Yep.
Court will advise you have a right to an attorney. The court would appoint an attorney to represent you should you desire an attorney. It's my understanding you wish to proceed without an attorney. Is that correct?
Yep.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yep.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, used any undue influence, pressure, or promises to get you to appear without an attorney?
No.
Court will find that Mr. Taylor does freely and voluntarily waive his right to an attorney. Ms. Toff, will have you and Mr. Taylor raise your right hands. We'll have you sworn in, then we'll proceed.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Toff.
Thank you. Before the court is Brian Taylor of dockets 2004-1332 DS, docket 2006-3171 DM, docket 2009-1242 DP, and docket 2011-904 DM. We're here today on all cases for a bench warrant hearing after Mr. Taylor failed to appear at a show cause hearing before referee Croteau in June of 2018. On docket number 2004-1332, Mr. Taylor's total monthly obligation is $50. The minor child is emancipated on this case, so he's ordered to pay $46.50 per month on arrears and $3.50 for service and processing fees. His last payment on this docket was $84.29 on October 12th, 2023. For this docket, it is a 6th show cause. He's had 4 bench warrants and 2 contempt findings. Monitoring his compliance for the last 6 months at a rate of $50 per month means he should have paid $300, and he has only paid $106.52, making the shortfall for the last 6 months $193.48. His total arrears on this docket are $13,433.36. For docket 2006-3171 DM, the minor child is also emancipated, so his total monthly obligation is $43.50. This is $40 towards arrears and $3.50 for service and processing fees. His last payment on this docket was $35.33 on October 12th, 2023. This is his 5th show cause. He's had 3 bench warrants and 1 contempt finding on this docket. Monitoring the compliance for the last 6 months at a rate of $43.50 means he should have paid $261, and he has only paid $54.47, making the shortfall $206.53. His total arrears on this docket are $6,152.76. On docket 2009-1242 DP, Mr. Taylor's total monthly obligation is $51. The minor child is also emancipated here, so it's $47.50 towards arrears and $3.50 towards service processing fees. His last payment on this docket was $33.01 on October 12th, 2023. On this docket, he has had 4 show causes, 2 bench warrants, and no contempt findings. Monitoring his compliance at the rate of $51 for the last 6 months means he should have paid $306, and he's only paid $55.74, making the shortfall $250.26. His total arrears on this docket are $3,300.37. Lastly, docket 2011-904 DM, Mr. Taylor's total monthly obligation is $170.43. This comes from $113 for current support, $53.93 is ordered on arrears per month, and $3.50 for service and processing fees. His last payment on this docket was received on March 27th, 2024, and in the amount of $48.07. On this docket, he has had 3 show cause hearings, 1 bench warrant, and no contempt findings. Monitoring his compliance for the last 6 months at the rate of $170.43, he should have paid $1,022.58, and he has only paid $235.42, making the shortfall $787.16. Through the end of March of 2024, his arrears are currently at $6,341.54. When I spoke to Mr. Taylor earlier this week prior to today's hearing, he reported he is a construction union laborer and his jobs are sporadic, so we go long stretches without any payments. He has not been paying on his own during those periods. His 2 previous contempt findings consisted of a 40-day jail sentence and a 90-day jail sentence. He booked into Calhoun County Jail on March 30th, 2024.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, do you contest or dispute any of the statements made by Ms. Tall?
Some of the dollar amounts aren't the same one that I got on the paper when receiving here, like the docket from 2000. I think the first one that she said I was 13,000. It tells me I'm only 11,000. But other than that, yeah, she's spot on.
Okay. Tell me, do you have any questions for Ms. Tall?
No.
Okay. Okay. What would you like to tell me, sir? Why I'm looking at these numbers and based on, you know, if you have the credit for the additional amount that you stated in the first case, it varies again about another $2,500, but aside from that, we're still looking at basically almost $30,000 in arrears.
The paperwork that I got when I added it up, it was about 20,000. So there's about a $10,000 difference.
Well,
Like
you only identified, you said that on the first case, there was $11,000 arrears instead of 13. The other case has just under $6,200. The other one has $3,300, and then another one that's just over $6,300. So with that amount, okay, you're probably either mid-20s to 30,000, depending upon whether you get the appropriate credit. Why is there such a substantial arrearage?
Because I'm basically a deadbeat person that's struggling to find a job and a place in this world. I have no other excuses for it. It's 100% me. I'm been on this planet for 42 years and don't know where I belong. I probably should have never had kids, to be honest with you.
Well, probably would have been a better situation for you. You're working construction. Is that again, is that something sporadic, or do you have a permanent job that you work at?
No, I started July 17th at the local 355. I worked on the Pfizer site in Kalamazoo that roughly ran about 6 months where I was laid off. Then I worked for another company, which was like a couple months after that. Like I got laid off in November of 2020 or something like that. And then I didn't get back to work until like March of, I'm kind of low on the totem pole. I'm an apprentice, so I get the crap jobs at the end. It's just how it works. It goes by seniority, and so I kind of get called last.
Well, have you looked into other employment?
Yes, I was supposed to start work Tractor Supply on April 1st, but obviously I didn't make my first day. I was seeking for unemployment. it got real technical. I don't fully understand it. I just know I got denied for it. So I went out, I started applying, I reopened my Indeed and started applying to different jobs. I landed a job at Tractor Supply, but obviously was in here, was unable to go to work. So
Have you looked at, again, any of the, factories out in Fort Custer?
yes, that's part of my Indeed. I've applied from everything from a line cook to getting carts at Myers to being a production worker. Um, I've anywhere that pops up that's within the bus range for me to get to because I don't have a vehicle right now. Because I don't have a driver's license, but I've applied to it anywhere that runs in the bus that I can get to work faithfully. Yes, it does not matter.
Why do you think that you haven't been able to acquire employment?
Probably because of my shady past. I'm too honest on my resumes. Instead of fudging it like most people do to get a job, I actually put down the timelines where I actually work places, and it shows that I'm an inconsistent worker and probably people don't want to hire me.
Well, just for your information, obviously there are a lot of places out in the Fort Custer that are hiring, and they're hiring, again, kind of ignoring a lot of the restrictions they previously had because they need people so badly. So just for your information, a lot of those places would be able to give you an opportunity at least to prove yourself in this
Well, and
matter.
I may have gotten a call from them, but like I said, I've been locked up. Like when I got laid off from the battery plant up in Holland, which was in March, is when I came down here and reopened my Indeed and spent the last couple weeks sending out applications through Indeed. And I only heard from the Tractor Supply Company before turning myself in.
What's your education background, sir?
I am a high school graduate.
Okay. And when was the last time you had, what did I say, full-time employment?
March, I was at the LG battery plant.
Of this year?
Yes. I was only off for like 2 weeks from the battery plant from the time that I got a call from the Tractor Supply Company. I don't think that Lesco, the company I was working for, had gotten a chance to process my child support and get it taken out of my check prior to me getting laid off from that job because Lesco is part of the union, and then they ended up selling that contract out to a company called UPS, not the package delivery company. It's they do piping and stuff like that. They ended up selling out the union contract to them, which referred to my layoff. They still have 2 more buildings to build out there, but I guess they're going to go non-union because they found a loophole in the contract or something. It was above my pay grade. That's about as much as I understand.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like me to be aware of?
Not that I think is relevant.
Okay. Well, the court will make the following finding. In this case, Mr. Taylor did have these 4 cases, has anywhere, depending upon the calculation, approximately $25,000 to $28,000 in arrears in all of these matters. He's had sporadic employment in the construction field that he's only recently sought out other employment, as he said, just the last couple months, where he renewed his Indeed account. He's been looking at other employment. Up until then, he was doing employment and construction through the local union and was getting sporadic employment based on his lack of seniority in this matter, that he has not identified any physical disabilities or infirmities that keep him from being employed. And that as a result, the court will find that he was capable and able to again acquire employment, that he's failed or refused to do so, and the court will therefore find him to be in contempt of court. Anything before sentencing, sir?
No. No.
Okay, well, in this matter, the court notes that Mr. Taylor has had previously two incarcerations in this matter, a 40-day incarceration and a 90-day. And on two of the cases, he has not had any prior incarcerations. On the 2009 and the 2011 case, in this case, the court will sentence him to 45 days in jail with credit for 9 days served. On the other two cases, the court will sentence him to, I could do up to 90 days. I'm not, sir, because I'd like to see you get out and get working. But again, based upon the record as well as payment history, et cetera, the court is going to sentence you in both those cases to 60 days with credit for 9 days served. The court will allow you to, again, purge yourself of contempt by paying the sum of $500 in each case. Do you have any questions, sir?
I mean, I got a payment of $2,000 coming back from my taxes, but crap, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Well, if you're able to pay the purge amount, which would be $2,000 total, then you'd be able to avoid the further incarceration. That's up to you and working however you can do it, sir.
I don't know when it's coming. I filed my taxes and I gotta wait until they give you the money.
Yeah. Okay. Did you file them electronically?
Yes,
Okay.
electronically, but from my understanding, they wait until all taxes are in and then give child support all the thing at once, so.
I don't know about that. All I can say is that based upon what the IRS is doing, that they're getting those payments are coming in if you have a going to an account coming in within 7 to 10 days. So I don't know what they're doing, if they're holding it for something else, but hopefully you can get it. You could apply that and then get out. So.
And I thought I was in jail for 12 days, not 9. Thought today would be the 12th.
Well, she said that you went in on oh, it's on March, okay,
Yeah, March
March
30th. 30th, yes.
Okay. So that, if you did go on the 30th and today's the 8th, then you would be entitled, well, to, okay.
Your Honor, today's the 10th.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong month. I'm sorry. Yeah, you would get 12 days. So I'm sorry, sir. Glad you mentioned that. The court will give you credit for 12 days, sir.
Okay,
Okay, you're free to go. Have a good day.
thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.